topics tonight. In recent weeks, the political atmosphere in Kebbi State has been stirred by a wave of defections from the People's Democratic Party, with several prominent figures crossing over to rival parties, most notably the All Progressives Congress. This defection, as some have described it, has raised serious questions about the unity, direction and future of the PDP in the state. And to help us better understand the root causes, implications and the party's response to this political shift, we're joined today by Abubakar Bawakalgo, as the PDP State Secretary, Kebbi State. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Welcome to the program. Mr. Kalgo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome for having me tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for making time to speak with us. Now, let's begin with your general reaction to the recent developments. How would you describe the current state of the PDP in Kebbi State following this wave of defections?
Well, thank you very much for joining me. The defection of these three senators may be very significant to those who are outside the state, but to us in the state, it is not shocking. We saw it coming. There are so many things that have taken place, which we are sure that one day they are going to leave the party.
Do you see this as a temporary storm or a more serious threat to the party structure in the state?
Well, before they came into our party, we already have our structure. Remember, those people, they have to come from the APC, come back to PDP. And we have accommodated them, give them the mandate, which later they betray the mandate that we have given them. We are not surprising because it is their habit.
I wonder, why do you see them as betrayers? Why?
We have our structure before they came in. Our structure is still there. Nothing shocked our structure. None of our party structure or our party officials has followed them to APC. We are all intact in PDP.
So if none of the political structure has followed them to the APC, why then do you feel betrayed? I mean, these are politicians, and for you politicians, it's all about your personal interest.
Mostly, Senator Adamu Aliyu is a well-known person that do defect from one party to other. So we are not surprising for leaving the party now. As I have told you, we have already had our structure from ward to the state level. And all those structure is still there with as a party machineries, and we are still together with our party machineries. None of them has followed Aliyu to APC.
But for the purpose of some, kind of self-reflection, what do you believe are the key reasons behind these defections? Do you think this is about internal party issues, political survival, or personal ambition? What exactly do you think is responsible for this?
Well, whoever knew this senator, or especially Adamu Aliyu, whoever knew him, you should know he always to come from one party to other. This is not the first time that he has did that. So he is doing that for his own survival or for his own benefit, not for the benefit of the masses or for the benefit of his masses of his state, not for the benefit of the masses.
But he's not the only one who has decamped. He's not the only one who has left the party. What do you say about others?
Well, he is the leader. He leads them to do this, to decamp. He leads them to decamp. We know all what has happened or what has taken place. All of these senators that has decamped, they were once in APC. One of them has even contested. He get 0 vote in the APC. He rushed to PDP, and we have accommodated them, as I have told you. We have accommodated them, but now he failed to follow Aliyu to APC for their own selfish benefit, also a selfish gain, not for the masses or for the benefit of the state.
I asked that question because some have blamed poor internal democracy and lack of inclusivity for the defections. What is your response to this? What role, if any, did the state party leadership play in either preventing or, accelerating these defections?
Well, we have went there and met with them. We have went and met with them.
Before or after they defected?
When we had the rumor of their defection,
okay,
we went to their office and we have sat with them. We said or we advise them not to defect. Instead of defecting, if there is anything that they are seeing is a hindering, or is anything that is obstacle for being there in the PDP, let them iron, let us meet together and iron out that things, so that they are the leaders. What they are supposed to do is to remain in the party and make sure they have make wherever there is correction, uncorrected something, they make it to be corrected. I hope I'm communicating well to you.
But what exactly went wrong? Because from what you just said, this is a clear case of failed reconciliation efforts before the senators left. What exactly must have gone wrong? I mean, these are leaders of the party.
And we have made a reconciliation. I have told you we organized a committee. We let them go and sit with them. But since they have an intention of leaving, we cannot stop them from going. And as I have told you, they are in the APC for their own selfish interest, not for the masses.
But Mr. Cargo, is the party taking responsibility for any internal issues that may have triggered them? Because you said you went to them before they left and you wanted to know what the issues were. Is the party taking responsibility for any sort of internal issues that may have triggered them leaving the party? Do you think there are external influences, such as pressure, perhaps from the ruling APC or some other parties?
As far as the PDP in Kebbi State is concerned, there is no internal crisis. There is no internal crisis in the PDP. So to me or to all our people, they are in the PDP, as I have been saying, for their own selfish interests, not for the benefit of anything. There is no crisis. They are just willing to move to APC.
So does it mean the APC is a better party in Kebbi State? Or just a safe haven for... Okay.
There is nothing much APC is doing in Kebbi State to make it better.
But then how badly do you think these defections have hurt the PDP's chances in future elections in Kebbi State?
Pardon?
Did you get that? How badly do you think these defections have hurt the PDP's chances in future elections in Kebbi State?
This defection cannot bring anything to PDP. We stand focused. We had our grassroots, and PDP is the leading in Kebbi State. They have won their election in PDP with 3 senators and 4 House of Representatives. But due to what they have did, that is why we have failed to have a governor. But during their elections, our candidate, General Aminu Bonde, stand by their side. If not because of him, by the standing by the measure he has taken in the INEC collection center, Ali shouldn't have been a senator by now. But when it comes to the election of Bende, they have tied their hands. They have ever made an anti-party. We are aware of that.
But do you think it's actually believable that the PDP is not hurt with the defections of these senators? I mean, these are senators, these are leaders in the state. They have the structure, they have grassroots mobilizers. So when you say you're not hurt, I'm sure you know not so many people would believe you.
Well, as I have told you, we are moving forward. Already the structure is ours. It's for the PDP. They don't have any person or any executive member among of their people. It was the ESCO that they met in the party. They worked together for their success, and they have succeeded. Those that has helped them to win the election remains in the PDP. They are still in the PDP. And I assure you, PDP is strong. Earlier, there was a time he was very stranded. He don't know where to go. APC has sent him away, like they have rejected him, but he rushed to the PDP and we accommodated him. We make him a senator. He decided to leave the PDP. That is why here in Kebbi State, all those 3 senators, we are calling them in-house N-Tirani. They have come to PDP to take our mandate, and we have given them the mandate. They threw away the PDP and left for their own selfish gain.
Well, talking about moving forward, what steps is the PDP taking to contain, further damage and prevent more high-profile exits?
Okay, for now, we have a reconciliation and contact committee. Where they are going to go around this state, each and every local government. We have 21 local government, 225 wards. Those contact committees, they are going there to make sure PDP is remain intact, remain organized.
Well, most times one major challenge with some of this reconciliation committee is, the sincerity of purpose. How confident are you about the ability of this reconciliation committee to, bring back, not even bring back for now, ensure that the high-profile senators, or rather the high-profile politicians still remaining in the party are still intact?
Well, I have told you right away from the word go, PDP is intact. It is because that we are very much intact and very strong at the grassroots. That is why Aliru and his other members decided to join PDP. But now they have left the PDP. It is our task to go around and make sure that all those that have met in the PDP remains in the PDP, which I am sure they remain in the PDP. Aliru and the other senators, they knew quite okay that PDP helped them, accommodate them, but they have a habit of betraying. That is why they decided to betray and leave the party.
And, for the benefit of those who have left the party, are reconciliation efforts underway to bring back any of the defectors? Is there hope for a PDP comeback in Kebbi State, or are we witnessing a political realignment in favor of the APC?
What we are doing now, we believe some people has come to APC from PDP. We are trying to go around the state and make sure that we bring back our people. If there is any who has come to APC, we have to bring them back. And there are some APC members that they don't want to remain in the APC with Aliru, and we are trying to bring them into PDP by God's grace. Recently, there is something that had happened in Koko-Bese local government here in Kebbi State.
Right.
Because of that, the campaign of Aliru, most of APC members in Koko-Bese local government are protesting. They protest.
They do not want him in the party?
They don't want him in the party because they know who is he. Who is he?
Interesting. But, you said the defection of all these three senators will not affect the PDP's political strength in Kebbi State ahead of 2027. But are you concerned that this will, rather influence other key party members, especially young people at the grassroots, to follow suit?
From now to 2027, we are making every effort to make sure or to see that PDP remains intact and very strong. That is why immediately they have to come to APC. We have made a press conference informing our faithfulness that those people has left, but you shouldn't be shaken. And I assure you, I am telling you, all PDP members in Kebbi State were not shaken.
They were not shocked.
They are not, because we saw it coming. We saw the campaign coming. Right from the date they were announced or they were declared as senators, they hold their arms, they hold their hands. There is nothing they did during the campaign or during the election of our gubernatorial candidate. They hold their hands. We knew. Right from there, we know they have something in mind, and we are watching them. Up to the date they have to count. We are watching them. That is their habits. That is their habit. Aliru cannot stay in an opposition. You don't much stay in an opposition. Not much. You have never stayed in an opposition.
But Mr. Congo, let me also ask, is the party considering, structural or leadership reforms in response to this crisis?
Our leadership is okay. Our leadership is okay. Even as a national headquarters, where there is this problem of secretary, last time our stakeholders met, they have formed a committee which is headed by former Senate President Bokula Saraki, and I believe he is going to work tirelessly until he saw PDP come into being.
And how united is the remaining PDP leadership and base in Kebbi State after this shake-up?
Come again.
How united is the remaining PDP leadership and base in Kebbi State after this shake-up?
All leaders of PDP were there in the party. Aliaru, and his people are just senators. They don't have leadership of the party with them, but they are the stakeholders. They are part of the party stakeholders, not the leadership. The leadership of the party is intact. Get me right. The leadership of the party is intact from ward to local government to state. The leadership is intact.
All right, Mr. Congo, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll expand this conversation and we'll look into other issues affecting the PDP, especially at the national level. Please stay with us, everyone. Welcome back to Politics Tonight, everyone. Thank you very much for staying with us on the program. Abubakar Bawa Kalgo, PDP Secretary in Kebbi State, is my guest tonight as he continues to give us first-hand insight into the internal issues in Kebbi State PDP, especially the defection of all 3 senators in Kebbi State to the APC. And according to him, this is not shocking. They all saw it coming. Mr. Kalgo, thank you very much for staying with us on the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right. So is the party looking, to bring in new political heavyweights to fill this void left by these senators? And I ask because what we hear is that the former Attorney General, Abubakar Malami, is being pressured to join the PDP. How true is this?
Well, there is a speculation of that on that, but we hope he may join the PDP. There is a speculations in that. Right. Okay.
Right. So if he does that excite you as a party man? And what value would he be bringing into the PDP?
Well, PDP is a party that can accommodate everyone. So we want more people to come in in the party. If Malami came in the party, he becomes a party member. Party will decide what to do for him.
No. That's not the question. What electoral value would he be bringing into the PDP if he does join the party?
He was once a minister. He has his followers. And he is part of the CPC that formed the APC. So whoever is a PC member will follow Malami to PDP if Malami is to come to PDP. He has a fellowship in Kebbi State, especially in the PDP. We know he has a fellowship. So we hope he can join the party.
Right. So as someone who feels very betrayed by this defection, what lessons has the party learned going forward?
We had a party leaders as you know. Kebbi State has produced national chairman of the party, Dr. Bello Aliru Mohammed. Kebbi State has produced national treasurer of the party, and they are all in the party. We have so many ministers in the national ministers. They remain in the party, like Saidu Samail Samba, Dr. Ezra Dikki, and many others.
But Mr. Kalgo, what message do you have for PDP supporters in Kebbi State who may feel disillusioned?
Kebbi State belongs to PDP already. There is no time apart from 2015 that PDP has spent in Kebbi State. Apart from 2015, there was no time that PDP failed in Kebbi State. So Kebbi State has a followership, has a PDP followers, right? Okay. Very much.
I know, you have said that severally, but my question is, what message do you have for those PDP supporters, the supporters of your party who may feel disillusioned?
And moreover, for us, leaving those senators from the PDP, it is given us a chance to move forward, to carry everyone along to make sure that PDP is well united, well strong, and remain intact.
So then, how does the party plan to, rebuild public confidence ahead of upcoming local or national elections?
Well, I have told you we had a committee, reconciliation committee, as we call them. They are to go down to grassroots, make sure that PDP, none of our personnel leaves the party and goes to another party. So we are moving, we are mobilizing our people to join the PDP. And we will produce a credible candidate in 2027 that we are sure can beat this governor.
Right. And as a chieftain of the party, a very strong member of the party in Kebbi State, are there any new alliances or strategies being considered to revive the PDP's influence in the party or to keep it alive?
We are on alliance. That one is for our own consumption. We are on alliance. Even the APC members, we are reaching them. We are reaching even the APC members.
Okay, so what political parties are you talking about?
I mean, we are making alliance with those political parties everywhere. And even the APC members, we are reaching them. But that one is for our own consumption.
All right. But we have to move on to other matters. But what message does this send to PDP supporters in Kebbi State and beyond Kebbi State? And now I'm talking about across the Northwest region.
Northwest region?
Yes, the Northwest. What message does this send? What message does this send to this entire episode, the defections, the betrayal? What message does this send to PDP supporters in the state and across the Northwest region?
Well, Northwest, we have only one PDP governor, that is of Zamfara. We knew he's doing his best. He's doing his best. And the defection of these people, I am telling you, many of our masses were praying. And that prayers, what they are doing for those defectees, will not guide them well.
But Mr. Kalgo, in all honesty, do you think this is a localized issue in Kebbi State or part of a broader national struggle within the PDP?
Please, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
What, did you get that question? Do you think this is a localized issue in Kebbi State or part of a broader national struggle within the PDP?
Well, there are interested peoples. There are people who are interested in PDP, who are joining PDP. But there are some things that are hindering them from doing so. So from now to 2026...
So what do you think are the issues or the factors hindering them from joining the PDP?
A governmental issue.
Environmental issue?
No, government issue.
Government issue.
This government is trying to make a one-party system in Nigeria. That is why they are maybe...
Do you have... kindly hold on, Mr. Kalgo. Whatever allegation you make on this program, you must have evidence to prove. So you cannot outrightly say this government is trying to put in place a one-party system, except you have evidence for me tonight.
Recently, there are some people who has come to PDP, as we had, like our former presidential deputy vice president. He has come to PDP.
Right. So why should you blame the APC for that? These are high-profile politicians who have a mind of their own. So why should you blame the APC for that?
Well, you see, we are in democratic era. What we expected is to have an enabling environment. Everybody should exercise his right. If you wanted to be in PDP, you remain. If you wanted to go to APC, you can go.
So who is forcing them to leave their party?
Pardon?
Who is forcing them to leave their party?
I'm not saying they are forced.
Okay.
I'm not saying they are forced.
Okay.
But they are bargaining. They are bargaining.
All right. So, but then, I mean, I want us to expand this conversation. That was why I asked you that question, which you didn't really answer. Let's focus on how, weakened the party is at the national level. I mean, looking at how the party has been so destabilized, never gotten over the cracks from the 2023 presidential election. Even with this reconciliation committee newly inaugurated, can the PDP avert total collapse, Mr. Cargo?
Well, since there is a reconciliation committee, there are so many other committees. They are doing their best. They are there making PDP to move forward, helter and skelter. They are there contacting, making a reconciliation to see that PDP comes into being in Nigeria.
And do you think that committee is up to the task?
It is. They are up to the task.
Because for many,
remember when Bakula was the Senate president. Remember what he has been doing to Nigerians. If he can be a Senate president and performed, what of one party? What of reconciliation in the PDP? We have a confidence in him, and we believe he will deliver.
Because for many Nigerians who have always followed the activities of the PDP at resolving internal crisis. For many Nigerians have always thought that the PDP was that party that would pull the ruling party on its toes. And they're very disappointed that the PDP is what it is today. This committee is nothing new to them. But to some extent, it has shown that the PDP is ready to tame the ongoing crisis in the party. But some have said, why former Senate President Bukola Saraki? But for you, on the other side, what is this committee really expected to fix?
PDP is the best party that has the reconciliation or internal crisis mechanism. That it is the only party that will be having crisis, but within a twinkle of an eye, you will hear that that crisis is over. So we have a confidence in our leaders.
But the crisis from the 2023 general election has contributed to what the PDP is going through today. So if you say that the PDP has what it takes to solve its internal crisis, I'm sure many people watching would never believe you what you've just said.
All the mistakes that has been done in 2023 elections were being seen and they were being corrected. By 2027, you will see how PDP is going to come out strongly, inshallah.
And Nigerians cannot wait. But do you believe that the current PDP leadership from top to bottom has the political capital to reunite the party ahead of 2027? Since you're talking about 2027 already.
Every party, I've told you, every party has its own peculiar problem.
Yes.
But if you have a mechanism that can
but don't you think this has lingered for too long? Don't you think this particular crisis has lingered on for too long?
This crisis?
Yes, this particular crisis has remained intractable. Why?
In the PDP?
Yes. I know, but we're making reference to PDP because we're talking about PDP and you're a member of the PDP. You're a member of the PDP. I cannot be talking about the APC. I cannot be talking about Labour Party and other parties. That's what I'm talking about, the PDP.
Let us leave the APC alone. Let us leave the APC alone. Get me right. PDP has a crisis, quite okay. But it is not beyond managing. That is why the crisis is being managed. And now we had a committee. That committee, it is for reconciliation. I believe Bakula and his other members has a mechanism who has its strength to see that PDP is being organized.
I hear you, but from what you've heard, from what you've observed, how much of this crisis is about personality clashes and how much is about unresolved structural issues within the party?
When there is a crisis, sometimes we have to wait for the time that it can be handled. You know, 2027 is approaching. This crisis, as you have said, it is there since after the election, after the 2023 election. But now, our leaders have seen that it is compulsory or time has come that they need to strategize to bring people in that can make the party well.
All right. So if you look at the composition of this committee, former Senate President Bukola Saraki, 3 current governors, 3 former governors, if you were in a position to advise this committee, what would be your advice to them on how to end this crisis or reconcile all aggrieved members?
I believe they are going to contact all the aggrieved members.
Right, but if you were in a position to advise them, you're the PDP, you're the secretary of your party, of the PDP in your state. If you were in that position to advise this committee, what would you tell them?
I will tell them to go and meet all the aggrieved people within my state. We knew them and they know them. They will go and meet all the aggrieved people. Once they have met them, if those people feel, yes, these people that has come to us, I mean the committee, they are up to the task to make sure that they have reconciled the PDP in their state. I believe they will accept them, and PDP will come into being, inshallah, in our state.
Not just your state. I'm talking about this conversation is now at the national level. Are there real reform efforts within the PDP? We've gone beyond Kebbi states, Mr. Kalgo. We're not talking about the internal crisis.
Yes. I am citing example of my state.
Okay.
But in my examples that I have cited can be reflected in the whole state of the nation. Everywhere there should be an aggrieved people. Those aggrieved people, they need to they have a mandate, or they have a mandate that okay, just go.
Please land on your thoughts, Mr. Kalgo. But if you must, let me also bring in this thoughts, because there are some who have said at the moment there are no real reforms efforts within the PDP, and what we're seeing is a slow collapse masked by committees and statements. But how is the PDP, or how should the PDP respond to this rising influence of other opposition platforms, especially in the Southeast and South-South?
All this committee of Okula is what they are mandated to go and do. It is part of their terms of reference. Wherever there is a crisis, they will go there and settle that crisis. Both South, Southwest, and everywhere. They are going around all the zones and the state to make sure that they have met with aggrieved people and settle with them, which we assure at the end of their committee, or at the end of their going around, believe PDP will come up strong, very strong, God willing.
But how strong, Mr. Kalgo? Because the PDP governors have said no to coalition, and as fractured and weakened as, kindly hold on, sir, and as fractured as weakened as the party is that the best option for your party ahead of 2027?
The best option of our party is being taken place. That is why I have told you about this committee. That is the best option. And there are a issue of this merger. It is coming up. All those parties were expecting we are going to meet and be in the PDP to face APC in 2027.
So what do you think about, what are your thoughts about this emerging opposition coalition? What exactly do you think about it?
This opposition coalition?
Yes.
Yes, that is the merger I'm talking about. They are there. They are there doing their best. Every day they were meeting differently with different party officials, with different people in Nigeria, especially those big people like former governors and so on and so forth.
So do you think the Nigerian public still sees the PDP as a credible alternative to the ruling party?
Nigeria now, they knew the PDP is their party. What APC has done to Nigeria for these 10 years, what Nigerians has faced, masses of Nigerians, they knew PDP is their party. When PDP is in the rule, they saw what PDP had did to them. So the masses were rallying always behind PDP, right from the day when they saw that APC is no longer there to help them or to rescue them. This type of this insecurity, this starvation, this hunger, it is there. And APC is not doing anything to tackle the problems. So PDP is with the masses in this country. I believe those electorate, those masses, they are solely behind the PDP.
And there is an upcoming NEC meeting and a national convention, which, some of your members have considered pivotal for the PDP, as these events will shape key leadership roles and candidates' nominations, determine the party's preparedness for future elections. But how do you think the party should, measure the success of these reconciliation efforts?
NEC meeting is holding 27th of this month.
Yes.
Most of the people are saying this NEC meeting, it has been getting so many problems. We fix the date, they postpone. They fix the date, they postpone. But this time around, they are going to have that meeting on 27th of this month. And after the meeting, you will see what PDP will become.
All right. So before I let you go, Mr. Kalgo, who is that unifying figure, that can bring the factions together and inspire voters again?
This committee, they are there. They are there. They will bring all the factions.
So what if this committee fails to do that? What next?
Pardon?
What if this committee fails to do that? What next for the party?
The committee will not fail. Will not fail. I have told you, PDP has a reconciliation mechanism. They have a reconciliation mechanism better than anything.
And this is not the first time the PDP will be having a reconciliation committee. That's what I'm asking.
There are founding fathers of the PDP, which everybody has to listen to them. Whoever you are, you must listen to those founding fathers of the PDP. And they are the people that make this committee.
All right.
So this committee, inshallah, is not going to fail. It is not going to fail. You will see it.
All right. Hopefully, because Nigerians need an opposition party that would put the ruling party on its toes. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Abubakar Bawa Kalgo is a PDP secretary in Kebbi State. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you very much, madam.
And thank you very much for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at midnight. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumo KW using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I am Olajumo Latunji. Have a great weekend, everyone. Good night.